Hello and welcome to the online Introduction to Psychology course. My name is Patricia and I am one of a number of professors who teach the online Introductory Psychology course. As a team, we are all very excited to have you with us this semester, and we hope that this tutorial will assist you in getting started in the course and answer any questions you might have. Included in this tutorial is information regarding the course format and the resources you will need in order to be successful in the course. In getting started, the first thing you need to do is to organize your time. You will need to spend the same amount of time working on this online course as you would any face-to-face or in-class course. It's highly recommended that you set aside 6 to 7 hours per week to work on this course. One of the greatest challenges of taking an online course is making a schedule and sticking to it. The second thing you need to do is to make sure you have access to the course in D2L. D2L stands for Desire to Learn, and it's Fleming's learning platform. If you're having difficulties accessing the course, please contact Information Technology and they should be able to help you out. In getting started, the third thing that you need to do is to make sure that you have all of the resources. Please note that a textbook is required and you will not be successful unless you have one. You can purchase a textbook in the bookstore, either new or used. It's entitled Psych. The authors are Rathus, Mahu, and Venlat, and it was published in 2014. I've included here a picture of the textbook so that when you go into the bookstore, you can pick out which one that you actually need. Another resource that you will need is prep guides. Okay, there is a prep guide for each of the 10 modules in the course. It is important that you complete the prep guides as they will help you to do well on your critical thinking applications that I will talk about shortly. The prep guides can be found on D2L under the content browser. We're going to take a tour of D2L later in this tutorial, and I will show you where to locate and download the prep guides. An extremely important resource for this course is the weekly schedule. The weekly schedule guides you through the course content each week and also provides you with the due dates for your assignments and quizzes. It is highly recommended that you print a hard copy of the weekly schedule and refer to it multiple times each week. The weekly schedule is posted in D2L. Again, when we take our tour of D2L, I will show you where to find it and what it actually looks like. There are a number of other resources to help you to be successful in the course. These include mini lectures for each of the modules or topics we're going to cover this semester. For each of the 10 modules, we ask that you first do your readings using the textbook, then watch the mini lecture provided on the topic, then complete your prep guide, and finally complete a quiz. Okay, so how do you earn marks in this course? For this course, you will complete 10 quizzes, 1 quiz for each module. Each quiz is worth 4% and will consist of 10 multiple choice questions. Over the semester, you will also complete 2 critical thinking applications. Each critical thinking application is worth 15%. You can think of the critical thinking applications as tests. Here is where your prep guide comes into play. Although you cannot use your textbook, when completing the critical thinking applications, you can use any of the prep guides that you have completed. So again, be sure to complete your prep guides on a weekly basis. They will help you to do well on the critical thinking applications. Closer to the date, we will be providing you with detailed information regarding the critical thinking applications. You will also be asked to participate in 3 discussion boards over the semester. Each discussion is worth 5% for a total of 15%. Detailed information regarding the discussions will be made available on D2L within the next couple of weeks. Last but not least, you will have an assignment called Psychology in Your Life. For this assignment, you will be asked to relate concepts learned in the course to your everyday life. Now, this assignment will be due later in the semester, and you will be provided with the details at a later date. At this point in the tutorial, I'd like to take you on a tour of D2L so you can easily find the resources you need for the course. Okay, to begin our tour, we're going to start at Fleming's homepage. What I'm going to ask that you do is that you actually log in, such as I am doing right now. So I'm going to sign in. Okay, if I can just move this a little bit over so you can see. Okay, so I've logged into my portal. On the left-hand side, you'll see there are a number of items that you can choose. You are going to click on My Courses, D2L. Now, when you do this, a page will come up. It will look similar to mine, but mind you, you will not see all these courses that I have. But what you will see down here on the left-hand side, okay, are your courses. So you want to identify the online course, which is SOCI36, and you'll know it's the correct one. It will have a W, web, standing for web, at the end of it, Intro to Psychology. So basically what you do is you click on that, and as soon as you do that, you are now on the home page of the course. Alright, so let's go through the home page for a few minutes. You'll notice here at the top there's a column for news. Right now there's a welcome announcement there for you to read. It's also asking that you watch this video or this tutorial, as it's very important. Okay. If you scroll down a little bit here, what's also very useful, on the right hand side you'll see help and information. Underneath that there is student help, My Courses D2L. So if you are having difficulty with the D2L platform, let's say you're having difficulty uploading your assignments or completing the quizzes, something's just not, working well for you, you can find information there that will help you. Also, just above that, it has Check Your System. When you're doing an online course, this is a good thing to do. What I would suggest doing is that you check your system, your computer, to make sure that everything is compatible so that you're not running into any problems with your computer during this online course. Okay, so let's go up here to the top. We have assessments. So if we click on assessments, you'll see there are a number of things. We have a drop box. Okay, so when you are submitting your Psych in Your Life assignment, you will use this drop box. We have grades. So as we post your grades, you will be able to click on this and go in and see what grades have been assigned to you for your quizzes, assignments, etc. If you want to access the quizzes, you will also do it through this drop-down box, quizzes. Below quizzes, we have rubrics. There is a rubric for the discussion. There are 3 discussions actually, but the same rubric will be used for each discussion, so you can have a look at that and view it. If we look at communication, the next drop-down box, this is a way that you can find the discussions. Again, those 3 discussions, you can access it this way. There's also another way I'll show you in a few minutes. You may want to use email. That's pretty much all you will use out of the communication drop-down list. If we go to resources, the only thing here that you might use is content. Alright, if you click on content, it'll take you to a content browser, but I'm going to show you another way to access the content for the course. There's a calendar listed here as well. Please note that you're better off to keep track of the course using your weekly schedule. So as I mentioned earlier, print off that weekly schedule and use it more so than the calendar. Okay. Now something else that's very interesting and useful is that if you go up to the top on D2L by your name, there's a drop-down box, right? You can set up a profile for yourself, but what's also very helpful is notifications. So if you click on notifications, this is a very useful tool. You can sync your mobile phone with D2L. So let's say we post your marks, right? You will get notification that your marks have been posted. It could be an email. There's a number of things. So I'll leave this up to you to look into. If you're having difficulty setting up notifications, you can ask somebody in IT. Okay, so let's go back to the home page of the course. And what I'd like you to do is scroll down and look for Content Browser. Here is Content Browser. In Content Browser, you will find materials needed to be successful in the course. There's a main folder here, SOCI36W. So I want you to click on that, and below it you'll see a number of other files or folders. Please note you won't see all of these at once. We release the modules one at a time, so we're not over flooding you with all of them at once. But we do give you lots of time to complete a module. We also introduce a module early, give you a couple of weeks so that you can actually work ahead if you like. So the first folder here, this has to do with course evaluation. This will appear later on in the semester, so you have a chance to do an evaluation of the course. Under that we have course outline. Course outline is very important. You should open up this folder, have a look at the course outline. The course outline lists such things as course objectives. It has weekly topics that we're going to cover. It also indicates the professors that are teaching the course this semester, so very important. Under that we have the weekly schedule and due dates, and I'm going to open this up, okay, because it's very important. I can't stress this enough. And this is what it looks like as soon as it loads. There we go. Okay, weekly schedule and due dates. So on the left hand side you'll notice it's week 1 all the way down to 15. Okay. And it lets you know or schedules your time for each week. So for example, week 1, right now we have welcome to the course. So what you need to do, you don't have any readings, but you need to go on to D2L and get started and actually watch the video that you're watching right now. You don't have any quizzes, no, you don't have any discussions or tests or assignments due in week 1. Week 2 begins January 18th. Module 1 will open. This is Introduction to Psychology and Critical Thinking. Here it tells you your readings. So in your textbook you need to read pages 2 to 12 and 151 to 157. Please note that the modules do not correspond with the chapters in the textbook. That is why we list page numbers here. Okay? Now also during week number 2, if you look over here, you have your very first quiz. So quiz 1, Introduction to Psychology and Critical Thinking. What's interesting or important to note about the quizzes is that each quiz will open Monday morning of the week of the topic. So here it opens Monday, January the 18th at 9 a.m. The quiz does not close until Friday, January the 22nd at 5 p.m. So sometime during week 2, you have to schedule in time to complete your quiz. This will take about half an hour of your time to do. So make sure that you complete the quiz between Monday, January 18th and Friday, January 22nd at 5 p.m. If you complete your quiz at 5:15 p.m., it's not going to be submitted. So again, make sure that you have 5 days there that you complete the quiz. Week 3, you go on to Module 2. Here again are your readings. You have another quiz, quiz 2. This time it's on research methods. Same format as your first quiz. It will open Monday, January 25th at 9 a.m. Closes Friday, January 29th at 5 p.m. Okay? Week 4, you have memory is going to be the topic for Module 3. Here are your readings. Now what's different here in week 4 is that not only do you have a quiz, but you also have a discussion that you need to post to. Both the quiz and the discussion opens Monday, February 1st at 9, closes Friday, February 5th at 5 p.m. Please take note though that with the discussion you are asked to make multiple posts. Your very first initial post, and you'll have more instructions on how you do this, needs to be done before February 3rd. That's the Wednesday. So you remember that when you're doing a discussion board, you need to get your first post out early. Okay? All right. In looking through the rest of the weekly schedule, you'll see down here in week 6, you have a critical thinking application. This is worth 15%. It opens Monday, February 15th at 9 a.m., closes Monday, February 22nd at 5 p.m. So we're giving you the full week to complete your critical thinking application. Within that week, you will need to schedule a 2-hour period. Your critical thinking applications are timed. It's like a test. You'll have 2 hours to complete them, and you will complete them online. Okay? All right. Week 7, stress and health. Week 8, right, independent learning week, nothing is scheduled. Week 9, we can carry on with biology of psychology. In this week 9, you will also have a quiz and a discussion, right? Week 10, we're looking at personality. Week 11, an additional personality. Personality is a rather large topic, so we broke it down into 2. Again, you will still have a quiz for each one, right? Week 12, abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is relatively large too, so again, we have given you or broken it down into 2 different modules, Module 9 and Module 10. Module 10, you have discussion only, okay? Your final critical thinking application will take place in week 14. Again, you have a full week to complete it. You need to book off 2 hours sometime during that week. It opens Monday, April 11th at 9 a.m. and closes April 18th at 5. In your last week, you have a quiz on abnormal psychology. Okay, part 2. So again, this weekly schedule and due dates is a very important document. I can't stress it enough. Please print it off and keep it by your workspace. Look at it multiple times a week. Okay, so I've gone back to the content browser on the home page. We just finished talking about the weekly schedule. Underneath that, we have a folder called Introductory Module, Getting Started. Okay, so I'm going to click on that because this module is different from the rest. First of all, what you'll see is the Getting Started document to the course. So I'm going to click on that because this is where you're going to get a lot of information. Okay. So this gives you an introduction to the course. If you're wondering who your professor is, this information here will tell you, because again, there are multiple instructors teaching the online course. It talks about how the online course actually works, okay, what you can expect for each of the modules, modules 1 to 10. It points out that there's a mini lecture for each one of the topics that you need to watch. It lists the reference for the textbook, and it also has a little link here that if you want to go to the bookstore to buy it now, you can. It talks about APA formatting, okay, which you need to know and follow for the course. It also talks about the prep guides and how important they are and how you can actually use them for your critical thinking applications later on. It describes your critical thinking applications, okay, and it also talks about the discussions. Remember, you will have 3 discussions over the semester. It's highly recommended that you look at your weekly schedule for when these discussions will actually take place. Also down here, if you want to see how you are going to be graded for the discussions, you can click on the rubric and it will show you. Here is more information about the quizzes. We also have a practice quiz that you can take. Underneath that, there's a little bit of information here about Psych in Your Life assignment, but again, please note that it's not until later on in the semester, and we will be giving you more information at a later date. Okay. Under email, we are asking that you actually email your instructor, and it's good that you do this within the first week. And we would ask that you answer or tell us the answer to the following questions. Number 1, why are you taking the course? Number 2, when, and I mean specifically, are you planning on working on the course? Number 3, what program are you in and what semester of that program? Number 4, what is your online learning experience? So if you've never taken an online course before, be sure to let your instructor know. And number 5, what is your greatest concern about the course? This document also provides you with some information on News Tool, and this is the idea of setting up your profile, setting up your notifications, etc. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but here's more information here with regards to that. Under that, we have course policies. Please make sure that you read that as well. And again, if you need help with D2L, okay, there's a link right here that will take you and to a spot that provides you with information on how to upload assignments, how to participate in discussions, etc. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Okay, so I've gone back to the introductory module, getting started. There's a link here to a document that entitled, Are You Prepared to Begin Intro to Psych Online? So let's open this up and have a quick look. All right, this is what your tasks are for this week. Okay, have you watched the Getting Started video? Number 2, have you found out who your professor is? Number 3, have you planned for at least 3 hours of dedicated time to be in class for this course, meaning when you're planning on working on this course? When are you planning on doing additional homework for the course? Number 4, have you emailed your professor to answers to the introduction questions? Number 5, have you done your introductory post on the discussion board? We ask that you go to the discussion board and introduce yourself. Number 6, have you completed the practice quiz in D2L? Number 7, have you purchased the textbook? Very important. And number 8, have you set your D2L notifications? Okay, all right. So let's go back and have a look at some of the other modules. Okay, so I've gone back to the content browser in the home page. We've looked at the Getting Started module. I want to open the first module for you though, Module 1, because you'll find a pattern in each one of the modules. First of all, if you have not seen this video, okay, we've posted it again here because we really want you to watch it. Under that though, you will see a prep guide. So let's open up a prep guide so you have an idea of what it looks like. This is the very first prep guide. It tells you your readings. So for example, you need to read pages 2 to 12 and 151 to 157 this week. Okay. Gives you the overview of what's going to be covered. It has a number of questions that you are asked to answer after you've read your textbook. So what are the goals of psychology? Okay. What are some of the approaches? Can you describe them? Okay. Your prep guide, you can download them to your computer and fill them in electronically, or you can download them, print them off, and fill them in by hand. Okay, so that's what a prep guide looks like. So let's go back to that module, number 1. Okay, so I'm back to Module 1. We looked at the prep guide. Underneath that, there is a link to a mini lecture. Okay, so what you want to do is open that up. I'm not going to do it right now, but open it up, watch it, and again, go back to your prep guide. If you've missed anything, fill it in. After you've done all that, then get prepared to write the quiz. So at the bottom, you have quiz here for number 1. You just need to click on it and it will bring up the quiz and you'll be able to complete it. Okay? Okay, so that concludes our tour of D2L. There's just a couple more things I'd like to talk about. First of all, how to be successful in the course. The first thing you need to do is to do your assigned readings. And again, please make sure you find the weekly schedule in D2L and print it off. The second thing is you need to complete the prep guides and use them to complete the critical thinking applications. They'll help you to do well on those assignments. This is a very important one. Please manage your time and pay attention to due dates. Remember, in the online environment, if you're just a minute or two late in submitting something, chances are it will not go through. So what if you need help in the course? Well, first of all, if you are struggling, please be sure to let your instructor know. Make an appointment with them if you can meet face-to-face or even arrange for a telephone conversation. Also, please note that there are a number of resources available at Accessible Education Services at both Sutherland Campus and Frost. So have a look at their homepage to see the services that they offer. Another useful resource is tutoring services. We have tutoring in place for this course and it's free. So if it's something that you think will help you within the course, please look into this as well. This concludes the tutorial. Should you have any further questions or concerns about the course, please be sure to discuss them with your instructor. Looking forward to a great semester.